Hello, everybody. And hello, Mina. How is Mina today?
I am doing pretty good. I just took a very nice nap and chugged some NyQuil, so my nose is feeling clearer than it has in weeks.
Are we gonna have a sleepy Mina stream?
No, it's okay. I already slept it all off.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Are you ready for the
Yeah.
hypest shit? I'm so excited, actually.
Wreck it.
We have to beat the shit out of Phoenix. Hog nap. We need like a hog. We need a hog nap emote. That would be good. I'm excited. This is gonna be cool as fuck. I've been anticipating this series doing something like this since I think like Turnabout, Bridge the Turnabout, I think. When we played as Edgeworth, I was like, oh, they could do some shit here, and then they didn't do shit there. But now they're doing the shit. They're doing it. I'm excited. Let's play a video game.
Let's do it.
I want to play a video game. Do you want to play a video game, Mina? I guess you don't really play the video game, do you? That is not
I
your
want to
role.
read the videos game.
That is not your role here. Oh. Okay. I'm already excited. Where the fuck is Athena?
You can't beat Phoenix in a fist fight. He's got the strongest hyper combo in the game.
Yeah. He's gonna kick your ass. Also, he's like invincible. Why is the game... Wait, why is the... Does the game look cut off for you?
No.
Why does it look not cut off for you, but it looks cut off for me?
I don't know. Do you have OBS framing weird?
Oh, no, I just had to fiddle with... Oh, I had to fiddle with BlueStacks a bit. My bitrate is really bad again today. Oh, it just went to 0. Cool. What is... What is... Okay. It was really bad yesterday, too. I don't know what the deal is. Hey, Shaw's the worst ISP ever. Like, ever.
Shaw's like legit one of the few cases where when they were going to be bought out by Bell, it's like, maybe this is actually a good thing. Maybe the service will actually improve a bit.
Yeah. No. Hello, PK. All right.
Hello.
Maybe having the Epic Game Store open is what was killing my bit rate. Which will be really unfortunate when I want to stream Darkest Dungeon 2. Because that's exclusive to that service. But oh well.
They're hastily adding 5 more games to their top 25 games.
Yeah. Is it the top 20 has 25 games in it, right?
I think so, yeah.
That's the thing?
That was the thing, yeah.
God, that lawsuit was dumb. And nobody won. Which is good. Anyway. There's a video game to be played. Just so you know, I'm not going to take sides.
Received loud and clear.
Good, because I don't like this one bit. You and Daddy should be on the same team.
Sorry, Trucy. Oh, she's really mad.
I'm sorry too, little lady. This is all my fault. She's so grumpy. I'm just worried things will never be the same between Daddy and Apollo if they go through with this. Is that all? Well, I wouldn't worry about that. That's the way it is with men. We may fight, but we don't burn bridges. Uh-huh. Really? Sure. 1 minute we're trading blows, and the next we're having drinks together. We're simple creatures at heart. Ha 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 ha. Men are very simple. I sure hope you're right. Athena, you're here! Hello! I missed you. Where the fuck were you?
He explains it here.
Sorry I'm late, Apollo.
Athena, there you are. What happened with you and Mr. Wright yesterday?
About that. I ended up going to the wrong airport. Fucking... Okay, that makes sense for her. I was waiting there thinking his flight was really late, and before I knew it, I dozed off. By the time I woke up, it was already dark.
I figured that's something that happened. Being late and dozing off are the two things you do best.
Yeah, the writers remembered her today. Ugh, guilty as charged.
So then I take it you have no idea what today's case is even about?
Not a clue, sorry. What is today's case about, if I might ask? Does she not know that we're going up against Phoenix?
Nope.
Another locked room mystery? A suspect with a flimsy alibi? Ooh, or a dying message?
Yeah, all three of those were your last case. Sorry, strike three, you're out. It's a civil case.
Civil case?
You act like I'm speaking Swahili here.
It's just, the Right Anything Agency specializes in criminal law, or so I thought. In civil cases, there are no prosecutors, right? Instead, both parties retain an attorney. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Right. And the other attorney is someone you know very well.
Really? Who?
So that little explanation is in there because civil cases are basically non-existent in Japan.
Ah, okay.
It's considered deeply, deeply disrespectful to try to sue someone. Like, you either settle your business out of court, or
you kill each other. So they had to do that. They had to do that explanation there for the Japanese audience, not necessarily for the American audience.
Exactly, yeah. Which is why it seems weird that she's unfamiliar with civil cases, despite being a
lawyer.
Lawyer.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, let's do this.
Apollo, wait. Who's the other attorney? And where's Mr. Wright?
There's no time to explain.
What do you mean? Shut up! Explain it to her! Okay, right behind you. It's really important that you explain what's happening, Apollo. She didn't know what the fuck was going on in her last case. Come on. Mean to Athena. Oh, God. This is weird.
It is weird, isn't it?
Court is now in session. Oh, is this some sort of practice session? A mock trial, perhaps?
No, it's not, Your Honor.
It's the real deal, Your Honor. So then you two have had a falling out, again. That was so last game. I would never be using my courtroom for that, you know.
It's nothing like that, Your Honor.
Exactly. It just so happens that we have different clients in this case. I see. Well, here's to hoping this has no adverse effect on your working relationship. You can say that again? I had no idea we'd be going up against the boss today. Ugh. You sure this is a good idea, Apollo?
What, do you want to switch sides?
Honestly, I'd rather be anywhere but here right now.
Well, at least she is here. Really gonna need her help.
Mr. Justice.
Yes?
Don't expect me to pull any punches just because you're the opposing lawyer. As I said, the kid gloves are off. And come what may, they'll stay off. Oh, shit.
Same here, Mr. Wright. If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get.
I'm gonna bust out his level 3 super. And cut the tension in here with a knife. Yeesh, you guys are really chomping at the bit, aren't you? I don't mind a good fight between coworkers. Just keep this civil case civil. Now then, if the plaintiff would take the stand, we may begin. Hello? Oh, right. What do you mean he can't even stand in the court? Ugh.
Noble judge, members of the gallery, good day to you. I am a politician. This is about the start of my epic campaign, and all of you have the honor of witnessing it. I believe in the youth of this country are our very future. Too long have they been looked down upon and given the cold shoulder. So to them I say, ask not what you can do for your country. Ask what you can do for me.
Mr. Artisan, what is that crazy contraption you're riding in?
It's my custom-made election-winning campaign mobile. Beautiful, isn't it?
You're at a witness
Yes,
stand,
Charles.
not a
What can I do
campaign
for you?
podium. So come out of there this instant.
Hey.
You better fucking come out of there. God, why? All right, now with the plaintiff's attorney, Mr. Wright. Apparently Claire says he's her favorite witness.
He's really fun.
Please explain the complaint filed against the defendant. Oh, right. Mr. Petition's complaint against the defendant is simple. The defendant, one Dirk Sadmati, stole my client's family heirloom, the Crystal of Ami Faye. Mr. Petition merely seeks its return.
This wouldn't have happened if that archaeologist hadn't kicked the bucket.
I see. Well, Mr. Justice, let's have your opening statement if you would.
The defense asserts the item in question is the Founder's Orb, a sacred relic from Kurain.
Go on.
It seems someone asked an archaeologist, Dr. Archie Buff, to study the orb.
This is actually really good because it's Mina versus Luka. Yeah, exactly!
Dr. Buff determined that it was a Kurainese national treasure known as the Founder's Orb.
But I mean, isn't it always...
Except when it's not.
Yeah, even Val said.
The very orb was stolen from a treasure room in Kurain several weeks ago.
Why, yes, I saw a news report about that. The theft of a Kurainese national treasure caused quite an uproar in the kingdom.
Well, we believe that it was not, in fact, a theft in the traditional sense, but rather that it was spirited out of Kurain by someone for Dr. Buff to study.
You don't say. And?
Around that time, an acquaintance of the defendant learned of Dr. Buff. He made contact with the doctor, who agreed to hand over the orb.
Orb.
Apparently, the doctor wanted nothing to do with it once he learned it had been stolen.
It seems we even have a transfer agreement between both parties.
Mr. Sadmati also agreed to return the Founder's Orb to the Kingdom of Kurain. Once the doctor verified it was the real thing.
I see. So this dispute centers on whether the item in question is the Founder's Orb or the Crystal of Ami Faye. That in turn will determine the object's rightful owner.
I better bring my A game. Going up against Mr. Wright won't be a walk in the park.
You should always bring your A game, Apollo.
That's just cute because of the gap moe of a nearly 50-year-old man having the energy of a teenager.
Come to think of it, the name Dirk Sadmati sounds awfully familiar. But I can't recall where I've heard it.
Oh, it's probably your imagination, Your Honor. He's just a tourist after all.
My imagination, you say? That's a really suspicious thing to say. Are you sure about this, Apollo? He's a wanted criminal in Kurain, isn't he?
In Kurain, yes. Here, he's just a tourist.
Right. Very well, let's begin the proceedings. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Hello? It's Emma! It's my wife.
Huh?
Show some manners, we're in court.
I know, it's just This is a civil trial, so I was surprised to see a detective take the stand.
I had to do some digging on Dr. Buff.
What for?
To see if he's sus. You disappoint me, Apollo. First, you know I'm not just a detective, I'm a forensic scientist. Do try to remember that. Second, you owe Mr. Wright an apology. After all he's done for you, you have some nerve.
First, I'm sorry, and second, I'm really just trying to do my job.
You'll never get anywhere with that attitude. Take some advice from someone who's been there.
Why do I feel like I'm on trial here?
Detective Sky, your testimony, if you please. I love Emma so much. She's so good in this game. This game is so good for giving me good Emma content. The police have had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time. And just today, a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study. Yeah, no shit. All of them are stolen. Except maybe the dinosaur. I don't know where the fuck that's from. Among them were a priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the Fae clan. Really bold of him to do that and leave them in his house in Kurine Village.
Yeah, I know.
Where everybody knows what those are. It seems the doctor would do anything to study artifacts, including steal them. As for the relic at the center of this dispute, he likely stole it from the Attition residence. I don't believe that, actually.
Doctor, Steve? Why am I only just hearing about this now?
Well, cat burglar isn't something he'd put on his resume. He was more careful than that. But the fact is, he was a classic treasure hunter. A treasure hunter, huh? Like, people who have thrilling adventures in exotic places, risking life and limb for glory?
I know Dr. Buff was a star of his own hit movie series, Athena.
I'm glad I was thinking Indiana Jones, and then the game basically just said Indiana Jones, so I'm glad I'm on the same wavelength with the game today. Out of respect for the dead, I will say that Dr. Buff wasn't doing it to get rich. Apparently, he only wanted to borrow artifacts to study them. He would then return them as soon as his research was finished. According to the doctor's child, he would even repair or restore some of the artifacts he stole before returning them. He believed he was honoring the dead by discovering their history through artifacts. But whatever lofty ideals he held, it makes no difference. Larceny is larceny.
I think he's the one who stole that picture of Jesus and made it look like a monkey instead.
Yeah! Abso-fucking-lutely he did.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
It's so good. I love that. Yes, he certainly sounds no different from a regular thief to me. I'm glad they're not just beating around the bush there. And they're just calling these people thieves, which is good.
Yeah. So, let's say for a moment the doctor really did moonlight in stealing artifacts. Might he not have stolen the Founder's Orb in Kurine and brought it back here himself?
Nope. There's no record of him traveling overseas over the past few years. Plus, he couldn't very well leave his reclusive child at home all alone. Then this really must be the Crystal of Omni-Fae. Yes, he stole it from the Attition residence, probably so he could study it.
This is the left hook I did not need.
I bet you never saw that coming, Apollo.
Yeah, when Mr. Wright said the kid gloves were off, he wasn't kidding.
Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Emma testimony, I just gotta press everything. I don't think Emma would lie. Emma knows better than to lie in court. I should review my evidence really quick. Orb.
Orb on the orb.
It do look like it is just floating there, huh?
Yeah.
Via magic. Apollo Dad. Right. Dead guy. With the poop on the book. Transfer agreement that is maybe not super applicable anymore. Froggy jacket. Glasses. Huh? Why are those important? Email. Wait. Oh.
What are you thinking about?
I'm just thinking, like, I think the orb is maybe not the thing. I'm thinking maybe there is something inside orb.
You think orb contains delicious secrets?
Yeah, because he says the opaque crystal orb is the key. Like, as in implying that it's not the relic itself. Which I think I probably picked up on. No, I didn't. I don't think I did. But that's some strange phrasing.
Hold it. I was on Dr. Buffer out suspicion of the police anyway.
Chalk it up to good old-fashioned sleuthing. After investigating countless artifact thefts over the past few years, the police finally zeroed in on him, and the detective and the doctor became their prime suspect. A number of those artifact thefts occurred in Kurine Village, too, if I might add. And they started right around the time the doctor moved there. Where's Maya?
He was never arrested. I take it there was nothing concrete linking him to the crime.
No, which is why we were never able to get a search warrant in the first place. It's hard to arrest artifact thieves unless you catch them red-handed. Still, the police had him under constant surveillance.
Hold it. Are you sure these allegedly stolen artifacts are the real deal?
They're not fakes, that's for sure. Take the urn, for example. Apparently, it's an extremely intricate work of art. Its design, cracks, and other features would be impossible to replicate perfectly. Actually, I've had a few run-ins with that urn myself. So I was shocked to see it there in the doctor's study. I can say without a doubt that that urn was stolen from the Fae clan.
I see.
Detective Sky, please continue with your testimony if you would. Yeah, that is definitely stolen from the Fae clan. 100%.
Were any of the other stolen artifacts found besides those belonging to the Faes?
Yes, for instance... Remember the large relief on the wall? It was chiseled out of some ancient ruins in the kingdom of Kurine several years ago.
How the hell did he steal that? Bring it all the way here.
Right?
Did he, like, rent a helicopter and airlift it out of whatever temple it was in?
Yeah, he must have done that. Like, that's the only way I can imagine him doing that. Fuck.
He's friggin' beefy otherwise.
Yeah, he just carried it on his fucking back, this old man. How old was he? Let's see. How old was Archie Buff? 64! Yeah, he ain't carrying that shit.
Chiseled out. Didn't that damage it?
Well, he did restore the parts that were so faded you could barely see them anymore. It seems he intended to return it someday, so one could say his intentions were good. But good intentions are no get-out-of-jail-free card, that's a fact. If I might add, with respect for the deceased, the quality of the restoration was apparently exceptional. It seems the doctor invested a lot of money in hiring an extremely talented specialist. He sounds like a good man who took a wrong turn somewhere.
I guess Sarge takes after him in that way.
Any further questions? If not... Yeah, Needle, I think we were talking about that.
Yeah, the picture, fresco of Jesus.
Yeah.
Not fresca of Jesus. No, it is fresco. I'm getting confused with lemonade.
Turning Jesus into... Yeah, fresco is drink.
Fresco, yeah. It was a fresco of Jesus that she made look like a friggin' ape. And people got really upset at her.
Jesus is monkey.
Had these alleged thefts been going on for some time?
It's okay, Needle. You're dealing with hyperfixation right now. It's fine. At least 5 years, as far as we can tell. All the recent thefts have been local, but before moving to Karine Village, he had been stealing from ruins around the world.
Dr. Buff is an international criminal?
This data lends itself to but one conclusion. Dr. Buff was a thief. Right. He likely stole it from the Etitian residence.
You claim you stole the family heirloom from the Etitian residence? But claiming something doesn't make it true.
Unfortunately, it is true.
How can you be so sure?
A police report was filed concerning the theft. 1 year ago, in fact.
What? A whole year ago?
A whole year ago? August 25th of last year, to be exact. The report states, and I quote, "The crystal of Ami Faye was discovered to be missing from the Etitian storehouse at 10 a.m. The storehouse lock had been picked." Signed, Paul Etitian Wimperson. He hasn't really... Huh. Interesting.
Not a fan of his last name.
No.
Well, a year-old report certainly lends the plaintiff's claim credence. The doctor could really have stolen the crystal of Ami Faye. Not only that, Your Honor, but the Founder's Orb was only found to be missing several weeks ago. That is nearly a year after the crystal's theft was reported. Therefore, I believe we must consider the orb and the crystal to be two separate items.
No. Because the orb was... Okay. Politician Wimperson. Not the most awe-inspiring tail end, is it? I see why he cut it.
Not that he inspires confidence without it. Still, I'd probably do the same in his shoes.
Apollo Justice Wimperson. A police report was filed about the crystal's theft a year ago.
The theft of the Founder's Orb was only reported a few weeks ago. The crystal's police report was filed away before the orb was found missing. That suggests the stolen relic of the crystal of Ami Faye, as Mr. Etitian Wimperson asserts.
Is he just gonna call him that from now on? I doubt the police report is a fake. After all, Emma's the one who submitted it as evidence.
Still, I feel like something we learned in that police report is important somehow.
No, Needle, Justice is Apollo's last name. His dad is named Jove Justice.
Apollo using a different last name in that he's not using his foster father, who basically raised him for the majority of his life's last name.
Yeah, he's not Apollo. He didn't take on the name Sadmati. He kept his birth name. Wait, what was the thing they just said? Hold on. No, I think Jove Justice is his dad's name.
Yeah, it's his stage name is similar, but it's not the exact same.
Yeah. I don't think they ever mentioned him having a stage name.
They do later.
Yeah,
when Apollo talks about him with Dirk.
I don't think they have as of yet. Maybe? Guys should look at this. Wait, but he said we learned something important from that police report. What in the crystal of Ami Faye was discovered to be missing from the Etitian storehouse at 10 a.m. The storehouse lock had been picked. Paul Etitian Wimperson. What did we learn from that that's important?
Well, there was another piece of evidence that didn't make sense before, but now you have more information.
Is it an early one?
No.
Probably not that.
Hmm.
Oh! I see!
So now that you know that, that makes this claim pretty sus.
Politician Wimperson is Paw 711.
It's his furry name. Doctor stole the relic from the plaintiff? Are you sure about that? Because that statement doesn't agree with a certain piece of evidence.
What do you mean?
Take a look at this.
What about it? It's a USB stick, bud. I can't look at what it is.
This contains an email from the doctor's computer.
Email in that little piece of plastic.
Judge, it is like 2025, bud.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Oh, this stick here can store all sorts of computer data.
I still don't get it.
Here, just look at this. Apparently, the doctor was reporting his research findings to a certain individual. Now take a look at this. It's the police report Detective Sky presented to this court.
I think politician's persona is a dog who dresses like a cop all the time. He's definitely like a burned furry. Considering whom he accidentally or otherwise resembles, or not resembles, but like seems to represent. You have to say this one, by the way.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna keep going with that.
No.
You can see the plaintiff's legal name on it.
McGruff!
Politician Wimperson.
I can see why he dropped Wimperson from his name, but that's hardly breaking news.
Look closer, Your Honor.
Ah! And his initials.
Right, the plaintiff's full legal name is Politician Wimperson. Now consider this. The email's recipient address starts with these letters.
End mail. It's not even, that's not a valid email address. P-A-W... Oh! Don't tell me.
Oh, but I will anyway. The individual who hired the doctor to study the disputed item is none other than politician Wimperson.
You're saying it with such venom.
I gotta.
That's good. Wait, then that means...
Exactly. He wouldn't have asked the man who stole his family heirloom to study it. Therefore, how could this possibly be the Crystal Lamy Fae?
Ah! Emma's so cute. I like her shoes. Good shoes.
Good pumps.
Yeah. We never checked the doctor's emails. We couldn't even figure out the password to his computer.
Plaintiff willingly let the orb in the doctor's care so he could study it. On behest of his benefactor.
Wait. Then what about the police report? I have all the details of the theft right here.
It's probably for another relic. The real Crystal Lamy Fae. He's just using the report as a way to claim that our orb was actually a stolen crystal.
And how are you so certain that Pa refers to my client's initials? Maybe the email's recipient was a dog lover.
Perhaps. So let's get to know your client a little better, shall we? Mr. Politician Wimperson.
I hate him so much.
Yeah, I suppose shutting down detractors is all part of a politician's job. Answer me this, Mr. Etition Wimperson. What is...
Your birthday?
What's your birthday? My birthday? It's July 11, but what's it to you? Oh, I see. You could address birthday gifts to my office. But, full disclosure, I only accept gifts valued at $1,000 or more.
I hate you so much.
Why has everyone gone silent? How could anyone be that self-centered? Alright, politician.
Hey.
There's non-stop digs at politicians in
Yeah.
this case. Did everyone hear that? He said July 11th. July 11, or rather 7/11. It matches the numbers in the email. Both the name and the birthday are a match. I hardly think that's a coincidence.
Get wrecked, idiot.
Wait. Why, you sneaky little...
Hello, Lila.
Hello. Looks like someone finally decided to join the conversation. Would the plaintiff care to explain? I would like to say that is quite what?
Quite based.
Quite a thing you've said.
Oh, he could never do a debate, huh?
Not even for a second. His entire campaign strategy was just to buy his way to victory.
Man, sure sounds familiar. Ugh.
Any other thoughts?
At least politician isn't a huge racist and hasn't done any sexual assaults.
I mean, he did an actual assault on Apollo.
Did he?
Yeah, he tried to shove him up a cliff, remember? In the cave?
Oh, right! He did do that. I would say that's more than assault. That's like attempted murder.
No further comments. I stand by my previous statement.
What previous statement? That it's quite a thing, Apollo said?
You can't just walk away. Even politicians do explain themselves in the court of law.
That we know, Val. That's a very good point.
I'm afraid I simply don't know how it happened. I can't possibly explain matters outside of my purview. Perhaps it was a miracle, a mistake on the part of my secretary.
A miracle?
I don't know where my brain's at right now. It saw the letters M-I. I'm like, yeah, I got this.
It's the sleep. It's the hog nap effects. They're still in your brain. The hogs.
Oh no, you don't. You slippery eel. Mr. Wright, would you care to respond?
I won't argue your assertion. My client lent the treasure in question to the doctor and asked him to study it. It seems that much is a fact.
Now we're getting somewhere.
However, it has no bearing on the issue of ownership.
How so?
Mr. Attention, I fully understand your position here. You had to hide the fact that you sent the crystal out to be studied. Your family would have been very upset if they had found out. It's a family heirloom after all.
You've got to be kidding me. Mr. Wright is, well, right, of course. But then he always is. That's why he's my, lawyer. The crystal is a precious Attition family heirloom. It has been for centuries. But Dr. Buff was always eager to study its proud heritage. I just couldn't say, nah. I didn't even tell my grandfather.
Objection!
But in order to win the backing of your so-called benefactor, you're going to give what you claim to be the crystal of Fey to that person?
Hey, who's your benefactor though, bud?
You're going to give a precious family heirloom away just like that? I was going to explain everything to her grandfather later. Honest.
Uh-huh. My client's grandfather is very proud of his grandson for following in his footsteps. And if refusing him would have meant dashing the dreams of his darling grandson, I doubt the kindly old man could have said no.
Well, grandchildren are meant to be spoiled. That's what grandfathers are for.
I like the judge.
Your Honor, please. I mean, it's better in the family. It's been in the family for centuries. My grandfather thinks highly of my talents as a politician.
Your talents as a politician?
That's why he entrusted me with this very important name placard today.
I hate you. Uh-huh.
So I'm sure he would be okay with me using the crystal as I saw fit.
So it's like Abraham Lincoln? Is
Yeah.
his grandfather?
Yeah, exactly. Ugh, Grandpa, spoiled little brat.
I think the judge is buying it, Apollo.
No surprise there. He's always going on about his own grandchildren, after all.
Excuse me, can I leave now, Mr. Wright? I believe my work here is done, and I've got, like, shit to do, bud.
I gotta go catch Gouda on stream.
She absolutely would.
She's doing a karaoke night. They don't archive those.
Oh yeah, Abe is also a long-time Japanese prime minister. That's true.
I think it's supposed to be Abe in this one, though, as in,
Yeah.
like, Honest Abe.
It's like it's a localization. So yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
meant to be like Honest Abe. Oh right, fuck. By all
You
means,
see the
Detective Sky.
prosecutor's side. You see the
Yeah.
prosecutor's side, you automatically assume it's me.
My brain turns off. By all means, Detective Sky. Thank you for your assistance. You're welcome. It's nice to testify at a civil trial once in a while. See you around. Yeah, she doesn't have to deal with any corpses today.
It seems the facts have changed somewhat. Mr. Attition Wimperson apparently lent his family heirloom to Dr. Buff. Mr. Justice, how would the defense like to proceed?
Oh, alright, now what?
Apollo, let's hear what they know about this so-called Crystal of Ami Faye. Maybe we can find some inconsistencies in their statements.
Right. Okay then, Mr. Wright. If the ever in question really is the Attition family heirloom,
Heirloom.
and Apollo pronounced the H, that's the kind of person he is.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's hear all your client knows about it.
Of course. Mr. Attition Wimperson, please tell the defense everything you know about the crystal's origin.
Alright, now then listen and learn. This is the tale of the crystal of Ami Faye and the illustrious history of the Attition clan. Are you ready? Our story begins back in the old country, where the Attition family reigned supreme.
Oh, okay, it's actually a testimony. No, Val, you don't pronounce the H in heirloom. It's like how you don't pronounce the H in herb.
We're honest.
Or honest.
My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler. He protected the spirit mediums, a minority back then, from the rest of the locals.
I don't believe you.
Some discriminated against them, you see, while others tried to abuse their power. As thanks, Ami Faye gave the crystal she had specially made as a gift to him. I am a descendant of that great lord. As such, my political power and influence is backed by centuries of history.
Then why is it there? Because English is a deeply stupid language, Charles.
I'll not devolve into a great load of self-aggrandizing propaganda fast.
Wow. Literally just calling it propaganda, huh? As you can see, the Crystal of Ami Faye is an heirloom of the esteemed House of Attition.
And you have proof that it has always been in the Attition family?
Well, yeah, but it's different. Because, like, I feel like people in the UK also say it herb. And people from Australia are more closely related to the UK than people in Canada.
Like, Australia was criminal UK, which means they're cooler than the UK.
Yeah, exactly. Australia's gay and does crimes. I have someone who gave a statement to that effect. My client's neighbor who... I was like, is that a typo? No. One Ives Shinetto, age 85, gave the following statement. The Attition showed me the crystal back when I was but a lad.
We really trust the memory of an old man?
Mr. Justice, would you care to explain that statement to the judge?
I didn't mean... What I'm trying to say is,
Never underestimate the memory of your elders. I may forget my verdicts the next day, but the memories of my past are clear as day. Therefore, I find Mr. Ive Shineto's statements to be perfectly credible.
Wow, did you see how Mr. Right got the judge on his side? That's definitely a trick I want up my sleeve. Why doesn't he ever do it when he's the one defending in, like, a criminal case? Why doesn't... Hey, Apollo, what's up with that? It's really weird.
You're not helping, Athena.
You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Justice.
It's almost like Apollo is trying to play the role... Phoenix is trying to play the role of a prosecutor against Apollo.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what's the old country that he's referring to? Is he referring
Japan.
to... Oh. So not to Kurine.
No, he's referring to Japan. He's the descendant of a feudal lord. Go. There's one statement here that's different from the others, and that's the one that you gotta present on.
There's one statement here that's different from the others. Oh. Is there anything do I have anything that can refute that?
No, this isn't the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about there's one. Most of this is just self-aggrandizing bragging, but there's one that's actually relevant to what you're talking about in this case.
Protect the spirit. Oh, like this one? As thanks, Amife gave the crystal she had specially made as a gift to him. That's not important.
Are you sure?
Oh! It has the same Matama pattern on the box. I see.
Objection!
You stated that Amife had the crystal made for your ancestor. So, am I to assume it was made in Japan? That's right. The craftsmanship is unbeatable. Well, that's strange. I don't see how your so-called crystal could have made it there.
Well, yeah, Needle.
Or could have been made there.
I mean, I think the crystal was probably not seen in forever on purpose. Because we have no idea when the orb was actually stolen.
What are you talking about? Well, obviously take a close look at this.
Take that!
Take a look at the distinctive design here. According to Dr. Buff, it's a Mitama motif dating back to the early days of the Kingdom of Kurine.
The Kingdom of Kurine, hmm? And you base this on...
Here, this piece of evidence, Your Honor. These are the doctor's research notes on the Founder's Orb.
I want to watch the feudal Japanese learn the talks like JFK. Oh, that'd be good.
That would be so funny. This is the box in which the orb was originally stored. It features the same pattern as the one found in the orb.
They do look like the same pattern.
Therefore, I assert that the disputed item must have been made in the Kingdom of Kurine. I have my placket.
The Kurine channeling technique originated in the Kingdom of Kurine. And Amife is known to have traveled there to train. With that in mind, what's to say she didn't bring that pattern back with her?
Objection!
This is clearly a Kurionese design. Not even you can deny the possibility that it was made there in the Kingdom of Kurine.
Anything's possible to some extent. That doesn't make it true. So you can't conclude that the orb is from Kurine based solely on that pattern. If it were that simple, I could just as easily say it's Japanese. I have to agree with Mr. Wright. The pattern alone proves nothing. But that also means there's no basis to claim the item in dispute was made in Japan either. At this rate, we're going nowhere fast.
Right, we're just spinning our wheels here.
I wonder if we have any evidence that could break this stalemate.
Evidence that can break this stalemate.
Evidence that could break this stalemate.
I don't think you have any right now.
No, I don't think so.
There doesn't seem to be anything we can use, at least not at this point.
Well, unless we can find something, this trial won't be going anywhere. Ugh.
There actually is continuity with his damage animation.
That's really good.
Every time he crunches it, he has to tape it up a bit more.
That's so good.
Whew, that's much better. What's his deal?
I agree, Apollo. I also want to know this. I have a suggestion. Why don't we consider this from a different angle?
I'm listening.
Are you eating while we're streaming?
Listen, I woke up from a nap.
I was suspicious earlier, but then I think I heard you with food in your mouth just now, and I'm like, What if the Defiant Dragons really were authorized to take possession of the relic?
I'm afraid I don't know where you're going with this, Mr. Wright.
Consider the orb transfer agreement, which states, I agree to hand over the Founder's Orb to the Defiant Dragons if I will come to no harm. What if, as the last part suggests, this was written under duress? That would render the agreement null and void.
What are you suggesting, Mr. Wright?
While you were on your little cave expedition, I was investigating Dr. Buff's accident. And there was something you overlooked, Mr. Justice.
I almost drowned, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, he almost died. Namely that his accident might have actually been murder.
What? Murder?
Mr. Wright, you do realize such statements are not to be made lightly. Are you suggesting the Doctor was murdered by the Defiant Dragons?
Yes, but follow me on this for a sec. The books that came tumbling down were from the archaeology shelf. However, among that mountain of books was a single volume on psychology. What's more, there was some blood on it.
And you feel this is important because...
The books that came tumbling down were from the top shelf, the archaeology books. We know this because the Doctor's books were meticulously organized by subject. Archaeology took up the entire shelf, so that psychology book is completely out of place.
Think of it. Shelves were arranged quite carefully.
It's also worth noting that psychology books only take up a tiny portion of the bottom shelf. You might wonder why a book on psychology was found amid the pile of archaeology books. But I believe I can explain what that single out-of-place book was doing there. The Doctor was struck from behind while selecting a psychology book from the shelf.
The blood got on the book?
Precisely. And to make it look like an accident, he was buried under a mountain of archaeology books.
Wait a second. This is all just speculation, right? Or do you have proof that it was murder?
Of course I do.
You do?
On a hunch, I had Detective Skye examine the Doctor's head wound. She found that he'd been struck by the corner of some object or another.
Wait, what?
A wound like that couldn't have resulted from a fall to the floor, you know. Do you understand what this means, Mr. Justice? The wound makes it crystal clear that Dr. Buff was murdered.
What?
Well, that was unexpected. Who'd have thought we'd break out of the stalemate like this?
It's playing Phoenix's theme here, which is usually very triumphant, but it's like, oh no, he's winning.
We're getting fucked up. He pulled the ladder right out from under us.
Still, if he thinks that's enough to make me back down, he's got another thing coming. Even if the cause of death was murder, what made you think it was the Defiant Dragons? You should know better than to hurl baseless accusations.
Did you forget who you were up against, Mr. Justice?
Uh-huh.
You didn't actually think I'd come to court without witnesses and evidence, did you? Yes? Yes. Yeah? Hello? Like, you're Phoenix, right? Whenever we come to...
Luka die?
Whenever we... Wait, what? Did I die?
Luke, for a second you did. Hey, I couldn't hear you.
Fuck. My internet is great. It's so good. It's so choice. Anyway, every time Phoenix goes into the courtroom, he doesn't have witnesses ever. Ever? And barely has evidence. He doesn't know what any of his evidence ever means. Of course, that's what we thought, Phoenix. You goof.
What are you talking about?
I would like to request further testimony from the plaintiff. Specifically, I would like the court to hear how he saw one of the rebels leaving the crime scene.
You saw what?
If he can prove it was murder, that's the end of our client's right to the orb. Did he have this up his sleeve the whole time?
How could Mr. Wright do this to us? He was just waiting to spring this trap.
Wow, Phoenix.
This trial has taken another unexpected turn. But I must mention, Mr. Wright, that you have yet to identify the murder weapon.
The object used to commit the murder was not located at the scene of the crime. The murderer likely disposed of it elsewhere.
Well, I never thought we'd be deliberating the issue of murder at a civil trial. All right, Mr. Rotation Whipperson, your testimony, if you please.
It's still taped.
Prepare to be dazzled. Dazzled by charismatic oration forged in the crucible of campaign battles.
Right. Do you think a politician would go into the witness stand and lie?
That evening, I was walking alone, lost in thought.
Yes, absolutely. You would never walk anywhere.
I passed by the doctor's house, and that's when I saw Mr. Rebel. He was running out the front door. It was around 10 at night. Surely that must have been him fleeing the scene of the crime. A vote for me is a vote to end such violence. That is my promise to you.
Uh-huh.
So the plaintiff saw a possible suspect fleeing from the doctor's residence. And it was within the window of the estimated time of death.
That's a rebel. What in the world were you doing there then?
It seems Mr. Rebel was loitering about Karine Village that day. There's evidence he was in the doctor's study as well. Isn't that right, Mr. Justice?
You mean the suitcase?
Exactly. He must have been in quite the rush to leave that behind. Oh, and by the way, Your Honor, Mr. Rebel just so happens to be sitting in the gallery today. See? That's him trying to escape as we speak.
Bailiff, don't let that man get away.
Right, you backstabber. Why are you even doing this to me?
You know, why are you saying Raven, what the fuck?
All right, the counsel/defense may question the plaintiff/witness once more. Please proceed, Mr. Justice.
Okay. I should press.
Why are you taking a walk? Society is inundated with serious problems that must be solved, and as a politician, I'm always on the job, thinking hard about possible solutions, even on my walks. Thanks for the non-answer. Why we live our comfy lives. There are starving children who suffer in the back alleys of our major cities. It's not in me to ignore such suffering. A vote for me is a vote to end hunger and for world peace.
Mr. Attention Wimperson, we are well aware of your outstanding character. Now, please continue with your testimony.
I can practically hear my poll numbers surging. Now, on with my speech. After all, the voting public must be informed of the magnificence that is, me.
I hate. Hold on, I'm gonna do a save. What did Raven do? What did Raven do?
Posted croc ass
Where?
in the poop posting.
Oh. Yeah. Uh-huh.
What exactly were you? Where exactly were you when you saw Mr. Rebel? Right here under this tree. I saw him dashing into Dr. Buff's front door. And he didn't notice you? No, I was hidden by the tree.
Is it really all that important to know from where the plaintiff saw Mr. Rebel?
Yeah. He could have seen the actual body and the crime happen.
Yes, I believe it matters a lot. I ask that it please be added to the witness's testimony.
So, yeah, right? Obviously.
I think you need to press one more thing first.
Hold it!
Okay. I will do this.
Did you notice anything unusual? Yes, his behavior was incredibly sus. His eyes were darting all around as he ran off in total panic.
The rebel is sus.
As soon as I saw that, I knew he had done something that probably wasn't good. Despite that, you still didn't report it to the police? Would have thought that he had killed Dr. Buff? Not me. That's why I didn't report him.
So the witness didn't notify the police. Is that an important statement, Mr. Justice?
Yes.
Yes, it's important. I request the witness added to his testimony. Okay. Sure. Why not?
Alright, now can I do it?
Yep, now you can do it on this one.
Objection!
Mr. Attition Wimperson, rather than Mr. Rebel, was there something else that should have had your undivided attention? Like what? Oh, yes, so of course. A politician must also keep his finger on the electorate's pulse and focus on the nation's. Sorry, but you're way off. I am?
Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice?
Witness saw Mr. Rebel from his position here. They should have also been able to see the doctor's body. After all, it was right next to a huge window.
Why, I believe you have a point there.
With the body that clearly visible to the witness, it's unthinkable that he wouldn't have reported it to the police.
Ah! Would the witness care to respond?
He's asleep.
He fall asleep?
Mr. Letitia Wimperson.
Wow, that didn't wake him up?
Mr. Letitia Wimperson!
There are many sides to any issue. What did I ever do to deserve this?
Oh, he's a Democrat.
In any case, I'd like the court to acknowledge the inconsistency of the witness's testimony. Mr. Letitia Wimperson, did you really see Mr. Rebel? Yes.
Hello, Zarboyle. What a good witness.
Where do you think you're going? Oh, I thought I returned to my seat, seeing as I'd already answered the question. This isn't some small town hall debate, so you can just stay right there until I say we're through. I'll have to run that by my campaign manager before I,
I like to think that he actively said glare under his breath. Mr. Letitia Wimperson, I think it's time for you to come clean.
So then, does this mean that he didn't see Mr. Rebel?
As your lawyer, Mr. Letitia Wimperson, I advise you divulge that matter we discussed. Silence is no longer an option.
Are you sure about this? I'm in the midst of running for office. I can't afford to letting these strange rumors get out.
Don't worry, you won't suffer any blowback for what you're about to reveal.
Blowback? I'm not sure I like the sound of that, Mr. Wright. It sounds dirty.
Not to worry, Your Honor. Nothing untoward will come of this, I promise. Now then, Mr. Justice. Remember how it was an anonymous caller that reported the doctor's death? Oh, fuck.
Come to think of it.
Yeah...
Wait, you're not saying that.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. The anonymous source who contacted the police after discovering the body was... my client, Mr. Paul Letitia Wimperson.
What? You don't say.
So you see, he played his part as a concerned citizen. Quite admirably, if I may say so. Isn't that right?
Yes, indeed. In our society today, there are too many who choose indifference over righteous action. But I don't number among them. That's why I did my duty as a concerned citizen. One might call me the model citizen, one worthy of standing above all the rest. I'm a real standard bearer. He is reporting anonymously.
Oh, and by the way, Mr. Justice, wasn't there someone else at the scene of the crime when my client discovered the body?
Oh, you mean Mr. Rebel? He would have been leaving the doctor's house right around then. Wait, that means...
Yes, it does. In short, what my client witnessed was Mr. Rebel fleeing the scene of a heinous murder. And that's not all. Based on what we've heard so far, Mr. Rebel looked exceedingly suspicious, and that's putting it mildly. We already know the Defiant Dragons threatened the Doctor with bodily harm. And now that they've killed him, the so-called orb transfer agreement is null and void. Fuck. Apollo! If we don't come up with some sort of counter-argument...
And what sort of evidence do you have? Can you actually prove it was Mr. Rebel who killed the Doctor?
That move had disparate written all over it.
That's all I've got, so I'm going with it.
Evidence? I suppose it's true that I don't have any.
I knew it.
But I do have another witness.
You do?
You should know I always come fully prepared, Mr. Justice. Except when I'm the player character. Then I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
I think he's just bluffing again right now.
Yeah, probably.
My new witness will provide testimony proving Mr. Rebel's guilt.
Ugh.
A new witness? I wonder who it could be.
Very well. Bailiff, please summon our new witness. In the meantime, the court will take a brief recess. I would like both sides to use this time to prepare properly, understood?
Alright.
Wow, I knew Mr. Wright would put up a tough fight, but
Yeah, just when I thought we had him, he turned the tables on us. He really is the turnabout terror.
can't let him blindside us again. Looks like they got me again. 3 times in 1 year. That's a new record. Dads, please, no more new records or bad puns while you're at it. It's hard enough trying to help you as it is. Roger that, I'll be more careful next time.
Is what Mr. Wright said true? Did you really pay a visit to Dr. Buff that night?
Sure did. Can't remember the exact time, though. All I know is he wouldn't hand over the orb. Someone put it in his head that we rebels were dangerous. That's why he threw me out. So the doctor was still alive when Dad last saw him.
We'll still have to prove it, though.
Better brace yourself, son. The next witness's testimony could make or break this case.
Yeah, I know. Hey, where's Trucy?
She went to go see her dad.
Maybe she's still mad.
More like worried that this trial will create a rift between you two. And that you might then leave the agency.
She has an active imagination. Excuse me, the trial will be resuming shortly. Oh, well, let's go see what new testimony awaits us.
Awaists us.
Awaits us.
Actually, let's take a quick break. That was a recess. Let's take a quick break. I do have to pee real bad. I'll be back.
We'll be back.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
We are back. Both of us. And we are doing it.
We are, in fact, doing it, and doing it, and doing it well.
I can't hear that without thinking of Ray William Johnson.
I think of the Taco Bell guy.
That's fair.
That guy's my hero. I also want to eat Taco Bell and scream.
Same vibe.
Alright, court is back in session. Mr. Wright, you said you had a witness. Your Honor, I would like to call the lone survivor of the doctor's murder to the stand.
Wait, you can't mean that Sarge is here? You mean Dr. Buff's reclusive son? How did you get him to cooperate?
Nothing a little persuasion couldn't handle. The poor child only agreed to help if it meant catching the killer.
A kid like that to overcome his fear. Now that's impressive.
This must be really important testimony for the kid to come out in public like this. Athena, you don't even know who this kid is.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please call your witness to the stand.
This kid. Yeah, of course it's not. Yeah, I figured.
It's a kill arc too.
Yeah.
Oh my! Sergeant Buffer, at your service, sir.
He's here as the drone. Really?
Mr. Wright, what exactly is the meaning of this? Past trauma has rendered it impossible for the witness to venture into public. Leaving home was hard enough, and it seems leaving the witness lobby was just too much. But I would still like to continue with testimony delivered via this drone. I understand it must be terrible to lose one's father like that. But testimony via a remote-controlled toy. Well, let's take things for a spin and see how it goes.
Who's piloting this trial anyway?
The judge sure warmed up to the idea fast.
I think the phrase we're looking for is gave up.
You disappoint me, Corporal Justice!
Oh, okay. Can we not shoot gun in the courtroom?
Ah!
Defending the man who killed Papa? That's full-on treason, soldier! I hereby demote you back to private!
Corporal, private? What's he talking about, Apollo?
It's a long story.
Now then, are you ready to testify, youngster? Locked and loaded, sir. Ready to rain lead down upon the perpetrator. Ha 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 ha!
Alright. We do it?
Papa met with someone the night he died. I didn't have eyes on the grounds, as I had already mounted my siege defense, but I didn't hear him arguing with someone in his study. From my window, I saw the one designated Dats getting ejected from the premises. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it.
Huh. So you saw Dad's leaving, but not murdering your dad.
So he was thrown out, but later returned and committed the murder, did he? Yes, Your Honor. So the man my client saw really must have been the fleeing Mr. A Rebel.
Hi.
Objection! Right, you backstabbing no good. I didn't kill no one.
It's the enemy! Ready all missiles! And fire!
What the fuck? Dats is dead!
Ha 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 ha! Capitalist pig! I'll turn you into pork stroganoff!
Oh! Comrade Sarge?
Yep. Russian.
Hell yeah!
Imagine the taste of my ultimate anti-swine weapon!
Oh no, I can't go near that.
No, it's gonna kill Mina!
I'm gonna die instantly.
Instantly, the moment you get into the vicinity.
Anti-swine aura. Oh, it fires missiles too?
Yes, well, the witness is all yours, Mr. Justice.
Alright. I want to press this real quick.
That was Mr. Herbal acting.
Like a conquered trooper, retreating with his tail between his legs.
A trooper? Well, I guess he does dress like he's in the military.
I bet those two would have really hit it off had they met under different circumstances.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so, the defeated soldier was expelled, but that wasn't the end.
Right.
That does seem suspicious.
He kept hiding behind trees and telephone poles, and stealing glances at her house.
Well, he couldn't leave without the orb.
I bet he was angry that he'd been kicked out.
Uh-huh.
Did you keep your front door unlocked? So that anyone could have gotten in.
That's true. Papa didn't keep our house locked up. He said there was no need because there were only good people in Kurine Village.
He ended up dead anyway.
Only a monster could do what they did to my kind, trusting Papa. There will be no mercy. I vow swift and terrible vengeance. I'll carpet bomb the killer with everything in my arsenal. Fire!
I wonder if those are BBs or like just like very, very low caliber bullets that just sting a lot.
I'm so curious what he's shooting.
While I sympathize with you, witness, you will refrain from firing Gatling guns in this court.
So Sarge saw Dats too.
And just when I thought things couldn't get any worse. I wonder why you hung around for being thrown out.
I hate to say this, but if Dats is proven to be the killer, we'll lose the orb to the plaintiff. So our only option is to prove the Defiant Dragons had nothing to do with the murder. Right.
So go to the second statement.
Ah. You didn't see this, though.
Sarge, I've always wondered, who or what are you battling?
Oh, that's classified.
Even so, it may be relevant to this case.
Objection!
I don't know if you're the right person to be asking about things like that.
That's right. Such matters need to be handled with a certain delicacy.
Oh, I guess curiosity got the better of me.
You're all talk and no action, soldier. Out of the battlefield, it ain't the number of pretty words in your repertoire, but the number of bullets in your gun belt that counts.
Easy for you to say. You're the one with all of them.
Will the witness please tell us what he saw and heard that night?
All right.
Hold on, go back to the second one again.
Yeah.
That's not true, right? The drone's got cameras on it.
Objection!
You're right.
Sarge, are you hiding something from me?
How dare you question your superior officer like that? You want to get in the stroganoff action with Pig Boy over there, soldier?
Sorry, but I'm afraid lawyers are missile-proof.
What? Would the defense care to explain?
It's simple, Your Honor. Just as he was able to see what is happening in court right now, Sarge was able to see what was happening in the study then. With his chair strewn, of course.
Ah, now that you mention it. And to think, the answer was right before our eyes this whole time.
Sarge, you were perfectly capable of patrolling the study that night. So you must have seen something.
Ah, I'm hit! What is this strange new weaponry you're using against me?
Courtroom warriors don't use guns or missiles because evidence is our weapon of choice. Wow, that sounds really lame, Apollo.
It does sound incredibly lame.
And the evidence has exposed your bald-faced lie. My truth bomb, Sarge, has stripped your defenses bare.
Apollo, stop being lame.
Truth bomb? No! Mayday, mayday! I'm going down!
Oh, he exploded. He died. Sarge is fucking dead.
Oh my, are you alright? Evidence. Never have I seen such fearsome ordnance.
Tell it to us straight, Sarge. After all, you want to help your father, don't you?
Papa!
Yes, you want to find out who killed him, don't you? So please, tell us what you saw that night.
It's not what you think. I didn't see anything, I swear.
You sure? You seem awfully stressed for someone who didn't see anything.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Lawyers are not missile proof.
Sarge, you need to answer my question.
Shut your pie hole, maggot! It'll be a scorching day in Siberia before a lowly private like you orders me around.
What's with him in Siberia of all places? But if a scorching day is what it'll take, then maybe it's time to turn up the heat. Hey, Athena. You think a therapy session might help?
Well, it could alleviate some of his anxiety. Plus, I'm picking up a lot of discord in Sarge's voice. That usually means the patient wants to say something but can't for some reason.
In Sarge's case, I imagine whatever's plaguing him is pretty severe. In that case, leave it to you and your mood matrix magic.
You got it! Your Honor, I believe I can be of help here.
Time for a therapy session, is it, Miss Sykes?
Yes, it will help the witness with his anxiety, maybe even enough to testify.
And by all means, please bring the poor child out into the light of day. Oh, but I assume this will be all right with you, Mr. Wright. Why not? It's not like we all haven't been through this before. What are you putting in for, lady? There ain't a place on this battlefield for you. Sarge misogynist moments.
I beg to differ, Sarge. This is G.I. Jane's. This G.I. Jane's always ready for a fight in the courtroom. And wait until you see what I've got in my arsenal: analytical psychology. With it, I'm going to blow a big ol' hole in the armor you've built around your heart.
Ugh! First evidence, now analytical psychology? Where are these WMDs coming from? Well, if it's the battle you want, bring it on. You may have started this war, but I'm going to end it, corpse woman. Core woman Sykes.
You got it, Sarge. Time to seek out the agony buried deep in your heart.
We do it.
I can't believe they stole my transition. What the fuck? Oh, I have to voice this, huh?
I stayed in my room with my drone that evening.
I keep just flying back and forth.
Yeah.
I heard Dats and Papa arguing with each other. Dats got kicked out. I saw him still hanging around outside. I wasn't in my room, so I didn't know Papa was dead until the next day.
Just in the second last one, I just love the idea of looking up into a window and just seeing a drone fly in the window staring at you.
Yeah, it's very good.
So I'm looking for unexpected emotions and unnatural reactions, right?
Right. Emotions and reactions that don't fit the content of his testimony. When you find one, make sure you point it out to me. Also, remember not to view his emotional reactions in isolation. Sometimes it's important to see how they change from one statement to the next.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
I have to give you this brief synopsis every single time because this mood matrix thing is not very intuitive. Why sad here? Always sad.
Sad 24/7. Big surprise.
Yeah. And surprised seeing Dats outside because he's being sus. And sad and... yeah, this makes sense.
Big surprise.
Oh, but... yeah, but that is very big surprise, isn't it? A very
It's
large
less that that's
surprise and
big
very large
surprise.
sad.
It's less that's the big surprise and more...
It's less surprising that his dad is dead.
yeah. Wonder what's up with that.
Yeah, what's up with that?
That's strange. You reacted with shock when you discovered your father's body. Yet, you weren't nearly as shocked as when you saw Mr. Rebel. Normally, you'd expect the death of one's father to be much more impactful.
Enemy fire! Direct hit!
That is strange. I wonder what it can mean.
Well, we know he wasn't as affected as his father's death as he should have been. And I think I know why.
Oh?
Sarge, you weren't as shocked at seeing your father's body as seeing Mr. Rebel because...
You'd already seen his body?
perhaps...
I don't think he's scared of Mr. Rebel.
No, some missiles.
I don't think something else shocked him, because there'd still be a shock reaction there, right?
Yeah.
So that's the only one that does make sense.
Sarge. Maybe the truth is, you left your room that night. And that's when you saw it. Your father's body.
I saw no such thing!
Really? You didn't see his body? Alright then. What did you see?
Look, Apollo, we've lost some noise.
So, just as I suspected, Hewley did see something. Sarge, please tell us what you saw.
Oh, but... The moment I saw it, oh, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't stand to lose yet another loved one.
Am I missing something here? Is that why you weren't really shocked when you found out your father was dead? Because you had already sensed that he was a goner somehow?
Maybe.
Please, Sarge. What was it you saw on the night of your father's murder?
Oh, what? I saw.
Oh, what happening? He's being hacked!
What's happening? I don't like where this is going.
What is happening?
No more, please.
Oh, he just stole Widget! You motherfucker!
I've confiscated your little toy. The battlefield has no place for unauthorized equipment.
Widget! Apollo, I can't continue the session without him.
Calm yourself this instant, witness. I hereby order you to submit to your therapy session. What in blazes?
Well, nobody's done this before.
Look at me, I'm judge, jury, and executioner now. I hereby convene a military tribunal.
What?
Whoa, this has gone way too far.
Bailiff, arrest that drone this instant.
What's happening?
Page.
What? They didn't have the budget to animate this. Finally got him back.
Work.
This witness is truly a handful. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Miss Sykes, what's the witness's current psychological state? Let's see. He's emotionally all over the map.
So we have control emotions are in control of him, huh? Does that mean that we can calm down if we can figure out the root cause?
Yes. So let's see what we can find. Sarge, can you hear me?
Is that you, Core Woman Sykes?
I'm here. Now, I want you to take a few deep breaths. Just try to relax. Try it with me. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out.
In, out. In, out.
And now, let your emotions take you where they will. Go on, just let it all out. Oh, God.
All forces attack!
The least relaxing breathing exercise I've ever seen.
All right. Emotions go haywire. Okay. Wait. Oh. So this happened after. Huh? What? Huh.
Remember what Sarge's trauma is related to, right?
Fire. Yeah, that would do it, huh?
I sure would. That's it. Sarge. You were overcome with shock and fear when you saw those flames, weren't you?
Was I?
Yes, just 6 months ago. You and your mother were caught up in an arsonist's blaze. So it's no wonder you'd be extremely scared of fire.
Yes, that does make sense.
And maybe, just maybe, your subconscious fear of fire was what caused you to withdraw from the world.
What do you mean, Corwin Sykes?
In the outside world, you were bound to come across all sorts of fire. Candles, cigarettes, heck, even the grill at a diner. Even if it's not that often, just the idea that you might see them grew bigger and bigger until you couldn't shut it out.
I think you might be onto something. Candles, cigarettes, just thinking about them sends a chill down my spine.
Wow, the things I take for granted.
Now I see. I was afraid of the fire. Strange, I didn't even realize it myself.
About that fire, Sarge, can you tell me what it was burning?
Just stay calm and maybe something will come to you.
Oh, I'm sorry to remember. It was...
Orb.
It was that relic. That relic Papa was studying. It was on fire.
The orb was on fire?
Mm-hmm. I'm still kind of fuzzy. But yes, the orb was burning right in front of Papa. And there in the flames was... Mama? Yes, now I remember. I saw Mama appear amid the dancing flames.
Wait, what?
What the fuck? That's fucked up.
That sure is an image.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Maybe it's a memory from the fire that killed his mother. Maybe confusing it with what really happened when his father died.
Let me guess, more therapy?
Yep, but this time it seems there's an inconsistency in his statements. And I think we should be able to prove it with the evidence at hand.
I hope this inconsistency is the key to proving that the relic really is the Founder's Orb.
Wait, then how'd you see this if you were passed out?
That's when he must have been killed.
When he must have been killed.
Yeah, but what the inconsistency you're looking for is one before it though.
This one?
So what relic is it probably?
Oh, the orb. Yeah. Is that an inconsistency? Oh, but it's not... There's no signs of damage on it, no fire or anything. And also, we found that in the mountain after he died. So, like, how would it have gotten there, right?
Objection!
Is that not it?
Not it?
That's not it? Huh. Yeah.
Maybe the next one. Yeah, maybe the next one is where we present the orb because it was found in the cave.
Maybe?
Objection!
Shut up!
All right, well there we go.
Ugh.
Don't blame yourself, Sarge. After all, even if you hadn't passed out, the outcome would have been the same.
What do you mean?
Talking about the time of death. Your father wasn't killed right after you left your room.
What? Explain yourself at once, Private Justice.
You said you saw your father burning the orb, right? But that night he went out to hide in a cave. So what you saw, Sarge, What happened before your father left to hide the orb?
Oh!
So you see, you didn't pass out right before he was killed. You passed out right before he left for the cave to hide the orb in the ruins within.
So even if I hadn't passed out...
That's right. The outcome would have been exactly the same. That's because your father, Dr. Buff, was killed after he returned from the ruins. And therefore, Sarge, there's no need for you to blame yourself.
Oh, I see. Private Justice can clearly say I bear no blame in this.
Why do you ask?
Because the truth is, if I hadn't engaged in my siege defense, Papa would still be alive.
Sarge.
Papa wished nothing more than for me to lead a happy, healthy life. That's why he quit his job and moved us out, away from the big city. But even then, I didn't have the courage to set foot out into the outside world. And in the end, I failed to make Papa's wish come true.
This is a good track.
Yeah. I like all of the reminiscence tracks in this game. They're the sad ones.
They're very good. Who this? Oh, Sarge? If you want to make your father's wish come true, if that's what you really want, then who's to say it's too late? Why don't you take your first step now?
My first step?
That's right. You can cast off all of your regret. You can stop standing still and start moving forward. You have the power within you. I know from experience. Aw, I'm getting emotional.
Aw.
I know what it's like to feel like you do. But only you can decide to take that first step. Athena's so good.
Yeah. If you don't change your tactics now, Sarge, the victory you seek in the war you're waging will always lie beyond your grasp.
Uh-huh. I think I understand now. I've made up my mind. As of this moment, I will suspend my siege defense indefinitely.
It's actually a kid, huh? Let us explain this with like... What? Voice modulator, that's it.
New daughter unlocked.
New daughter unlocked.
Huh?
Sergeant Buff, reporting for duty.
What? I thought you were a dude.
You're definitely not the gruff drill sergeant I envisioned. Well, my mama was in the Russian army.
I was just as shocked, but it certainly explained a few things when I found out too.
Interesting that if you look back, there's good foreshadowing in that Phoenix never once gendered Sarge.
That's true. Yeah. Oh my god, her name is Army Buff. That's actually not bad.
It's so cute. I love her.
Yeah, she's great.
May I introduce you to Miss Army Buff, age 12?
No way.
Careful, soldier. Don't forget I can blow you away at a moment's notice. She's just too cute. Athena's good.
So, have you always been in a wheelchair, Sarge?
Negative. Only since I was injured in the fire.
Your voice sounds awfully different from before.
My drone features a voice modulation device. Wow, okay, cool. Called it.
Yep.
It's just one of my army's many technological marvels.
Well, you fooled me. I thought some 20-something military fanatic was at the controls.
Everyone assumed that she was just a large adult son.
Yeah. If it's all the same to you, troops, I'd like to continue my testimony. I just remembered something, and it says crisp and clear as a trumpet at roll call.
What did you remember?
It wasn't my mother who appeared in the burning orb. It was some lady Papa had shown me a picture of a long time ago. He said it was the Holy Mother, the founder of Koreanism. She appeared right there, right in the burning orb.
What did you just say?
Fuck yeah, dude. Did you see her face? The Holy Mother of Koreanism was in the burning orb? What does that even mean?
I have a bad feeling about this.
V? Just explain what Sarge meant by the Holy Mother appearing in the burning orb.
This?
What's the second last line say? The second last
Offer
verse.
thy
rather.
prayers as fervent as fire, only then shall the Holy Mother return. Oh, I see. That. Dr. Buff's research notes? What do they have to do with this?
Look at this. The burning orb, the appearance of the founder. This part points to both. There's a legend of the orb involving a mysterious riddle. And this song, in turn, is said to contain the key to solving it. If the legend is true, then I believe the answer lies in this part of the song. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. Well, anyone see where I'm going with this?
Prayers as fervent as fire. Ah! You're supposed to set the orb on fire?
The whole stanza seems to suggest that the founder will appear if the orb is set on fire.
Wait, so the doctor, he...
Yes, Athena. He had solved the ancient riddle of the founder's orb.
Oh my!
Damn, he do it. Papa was a great archaeologist, so I believe in
Well, the
him.
way she hugs the drone is so precious.
Yeah, and her little grumpy face is very cute.
Yeah.
So I believe in him, and I want to believe he achieved this long-time dream of solving that riddle before he died.
Well, we don't know for sure until we try it out for ourselves.
Yes, do it, Private Justice, please. I want to see what Papa was searching for with my own eyes.
I was like, my brain turned off completely. The plaintiff must object to this.
Plaintiff will stand down and be quiet.
Thank God.
You don't have the right to set a precious relic like that on fire.
Oh, but I do. All I needed was Sarge's permission. Since we still don't know the treasure is the founder's orb of the Crystal of Ami Fae, any ownership rights the Doctor had now belong to his daughter. Therefore, you have absolutely no right to stop us.
Gah. Very well, Mr. Justice. I never thought I'd be saying this, but you may burn the evidence.
Alright, here we go.
Let's go. Oh, look at this. They actually animated it.
We sure did.
Is it actually gonna catch fire? Oh,
The juices!
Look,
Apollo, the inside of the orb, it's melting.
Where's the juice going?
there's something in there.
Oh, so it's like wax?
He's like wax, you know?
It's the Holy Mother's face.
Dirk, isn't she...
Her garb leaves no room for doubt. It's the founder herself. Face and all. I don't understand. The greatest of taboos in Koreanism is the depiction of the founder's face. Yet here it is, hidden within this orb.
Wow, what the fuck?
Sorry, Mr. Wright, but as you can see, the issue is crystal clear. This figure is the Holy Mother, founder of Koreanism. And based on all that, this must be none other than the founder's orb.
Be that as it may, Mr. Rebel still may have killed the doctor. If so, it would render the orb transfer agreement null and void.
Really dumb, Mr. Wright. The truth of the matter has already been proven. Dr. Bubble wasn't killed after Star's son, Mr. Rebel. It happened after the doctor came back from hiding in the orb. And you've no proof that Mr. Rebel was still around at that time.
Ugh.
Your claim that the Defiant Dragons were behind the crime doesn't hold water. That means the orb transfer agreement is still perfectly valid.
Ugh.
Admit it, Mr. Wright. I just burned your whole case to the ground.
Get fucked, Phoenix. Ugh. No! Why are you freaking out? Did you want to win, actually?
Won? I actually won?
Mr. Wright, would you care to respond?
Respond.
I didn't think so.
That... Yeah, Cardinal Sinful, I think that is explicitly... I think the game explicitly states that. Wait, did we just win? Did we actually beat the Turnabout Terror? You're amazing, Apollo!
Don't just stand there, right? Do something.
Well... I don't think there's any digging out of this hole.
Mr. Titian Wimperson, I think it's time for your concession speech. I have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is the Founder's Orb. The facts don't lie, but you obviously do. How's that for a campaign slogan? Why, you contemptuous peasant?
I think it's a good time to wrap up this trial. If both parties have no further objections, I will render my verdict.
No objections here, Your Honor.
No.
You can't do this. The crystal is mine. I'll lose the election if I lose that crystal.
I'm sorry, but there's really nothing more I can do.
You haven't forgotten about a little chat, have you?
Has Maya been kidnapped again? Oh my god, has Maya been kidnapped again? Fuck off!
Objection!
Your Honor, I object to the defense's last claim.
What?
I don't believe they have truly proven that the relic is indeed the Founder's Orb.
Objection!
Mr. Wright, I don't think even you could bluff your way out of this one. What possible argument could you have to claim that this isn't the Founder's Orb?
About that. Oh, of course.
You can't possibly have hit on something.
The defense's assertion is incomplete, and this is why. The defense is basing their claim that this relic is the Founder's Orb on a legend. And that legend claims that the Founder will return when the riddle is solved at last.
Right, and that's what happened. The Founder was revealed for all to see.
But Mr. Justice, what about the rest of the legend? According to the legend, once the Founder returned, she would bestow spiritual power onto the person who solved the riddle.
You're kidding, right?
Well, Mr. Justice, do you feel great spiritual power coursing through your veins?
No. But receiving spiritual powers and stuff, It's all just Mystic Mumbo Jumbo, right?
Maybe so, but you're the one basing your claim on said legend. But, okay, Phoenix, but like literally the Holy Mother is in it. Like literally the actual Holy Mother is in it though?
Oh yeah, no, like in universe, he's grasping at straws super
He's
hard here.
absolutely grasping at straws. And what we saw here does not fully fulfill it, does it?
No, but
Consequently, you cannot rightfully complain that this is the Founder's Orb. She's fucking asleep. Uh-huh.
it's gotten into him. Why is Mr. Right doing this?
I can't fucking believe it.
It would appear that Mr. Right has lost a few of his marbles.
That couldn't be further from the truth, Your Honor.
In any case, I believe this is a good time for a recess. Both sides will have 20 minutes to prepare. I ask that all arguments be ready by then. Oh, and Mr. Wright, you do well to wash up and find your missing marbles by then, too.
Alright. Mr. Wright is sure acting funny. I mean, he's famous for going out on a limb, but the last assertion was just plain crazy.
Either a bluff or a Hail Mary. Either way, it doesn't make much sense.
Maybe there's something we're missing here. Although, he seemed perfectly normal when we spoke earlier. Apollo, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm going to go check up on him. I can't believe Maya's been kidnapped again.
What's going on with you, Mr. Right?
Hey, Private Justice.
Oh, Sarge.
I forgot to mention something. On the night of Papa's murder, a strange thing happened.
Oh, but why are you only telling me about it now?
Well, I didn't say anything before because I thought Papa's death was an accident. But now that we know otherwise, I figured it might be important.
There's still more to this case?
When I left my room and lost consciousness, I passed out right here.
Right with a coffee bar.
Mm-hmm. But when I came to, someone was pushing my wheelchair.
What?
What? I was so scared I beat a hasty retreat as fast as my wheels could take me.
You know who it was?
No, it was pitch black. Plus, I fled to my room so fast I didn't even have a chance to turn on the lights.
Maybe it was your father.
No, he would have said something to me. Besides, I'd have known if it was him.
So then it could have been your father's real killer?
My thoughts exactly.
You didn't report this to the police?
It didn't even occur to me.
It's okay, you're obviously still upset, so you can't beat yourself up over it.
Apollo, this could be really important information. I think the act of pushing Sarge's wheelchair could be part of some bigger scheme. It's hard to see why else the killer would have done such a thing.
Guess I should take your statements down as evidence. Oh, welcome back, Athena.
Ah.
Huh? What's the long face? How'd it go with Mr. Right?
What should I...
Athena?
Oh, sorry. Zoned out there for a sec. The recess is almost over, so let's go.
What was that all about?
She knows. Everybody knows but Apollo. Okay.
Alright, Code is once again back in session. Now, Mr. Wright, about the last objection you raised.
We, the plaintiffs, still believe that the defense has yet to sufficiently prove its case. They claim that, according to legend, the Founder's Orb would bestow spiritual power. Yet the relic in question has failed to do so. Therefore, it has failed its own test. I see.
Sticking with that ridiculous argument?
Furthermore, even if it is the Founder's Orb, it can't be awarded to the Defiant Dragons. After all, they were the ones who killed Dr. Buff.
Objection!
What are you talking about? That was already proven to be false. There are no grounds for asserting the Defiant Dragons murdered the Doctor.
Oh, but I'm afraid there are, Mr. Justice. Your Honor, I'd like to present new testimony to this court. Testimony that will show that Datsa Rebel did, in fact, kill Dr. Buff.
What?
Very well. You may call your witness.
I guess Mr. Wright found another new angle.
What new testimony could there be this late in the game?
Of course it's Paul. The lying liar who lies.
Fellow citizens, it is I, politician, the once and future representative of the people. Jeez, not him again.
My client divulged new information to me during the recess. He remembered something he saw, you see, something crucial to this case.
Oh, very convenient.
Yeah, it is very convenient, isn't it? Uh-huh.
It was around 11 at night, and I was out in a mobile meeting right around the village. That's when I saw Dr. Buff being murdered from outside his study window. Mr. Rebel stuck up from behind and struck him on the head. His weapon of choice, a suitcase.
What?
A big, strong man like him could easily swing a heavy suitcase into someone's head.
No, he couldn't. Absolutely not.
You saw the murder as it happened? And you're just telling us this now because... I saved the best for last. It's a tactic known to all the political greats.
The murder weapon was a complete mystery, but my client's eyewitness account has finally brought it into the light. According to the autopsy report, Dr. Buff was struck in the head by the corner of some object. I suppose that could very well be the corner of a suitcase.
Objection!
Eyewitness testimony isn't the same as hard evidence.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you.
What's that supposed to mean?
We have physical evidence too. A luminol test revealed. Wait, what? The doctor's blood on Mr. Rebel's suitcase.
Really?
Really?
Well, how does that prove Mr. Rebel used it as a weapon?
You should know the answer to that, Mr. Justice. Since you know as well as I that the suitcase is covered in his fingerprints.
I forgot we dusted it right in front of Emma.
I like how the placard is two-sided, so he always remembers his name.
Exactly.
The turnabout terror strikes again.
This is quite convincing testimony and evidence. Nevertheless, you may proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Justice.
Alright. But that suitcase is like mega heavy, right?
Yeah.
But we don't have that in evidence, do we? Like, we can't prove that. So...
Preston.
yeah, I guess so.
Hold it!
You're on a so-called mobile meet and greet at 11 at night? That's right. It's the perfect time because everyone's at home. You should have seen how the villagers' eyes teared up when they heard what I had to say. Tears of frustration, no doubt.
Yeah.
You were running around in your palanquin? That's right. Some village idiot reported me to the police. I've been banned from using it after dark.
No wonder, what with all the noise he makes.
So what exactly did you see then?
Hold it!
Sounds like you witnessed something rather shocking. Indeed, I didn't believe it at first. I mean, a vicious murder here in Kurain. There haven't been any murders there, I take it.
There's been one.
If I'm elected, I promise you that such a terrible tragedy will never happen again.
Murder will be made illegal.
A vote for me is a vote to banish murder forever from our beloved Kurain village. Yeah, good luck with that.
Mr. Attition Whipperson, please tell the court what you saw at the scene of the crime.
Hold it!
I'll go from behind. So you're saying the doctor was never even realized that Mr. Rebel was there? That's right. He was utterly absorbed in a book. I see. What did you see Mr. Rebel do next? He climbed up the bookshelf ladder and dumped a bunch of books on the body. I believe he was trying to make it look like an accident. But that idiot didn't realize I could see everything from outside the window. One of those statements doesn't feel right. Your Honor, I believe the witness made an important statement just now about how...
That's just an idiot. Okay, the crime was clearly visible. It would have been dark then, right?
But the lights would have been on inside, though, so...
But... She said it was dark. She said it was pitch black, right?
Very, yeah. So what's the piece of evidence that you haven't used yet, that you've been wondering why you have it?
The glasses?
Now look at the three options you have.
The doctor was reading a... Oh, his reading glasses were on the desk. He wasn't wearing them when he died.
The doctor was reading a book at the time of the murder. That's vital testimony.
Very well. The witness will please add that statement to his testimony.
Yeah, this is the first time these glasses have ever been relevant.
The doctor was standing in front of the bookshelves, absorbed in a book, you say? I'm sorry, but it seems your testimony is completely unreliable. That's quite a bold statement. Well, let's hear you back it up. I challenge you to prove I am anything but 100% reliable. It would be my pleasure. Lately, it seems the doctor's eyes have gotten so bad he needs reading glasses. However, his reading glasses were over on his desk. But you see, there's no way he could have been reading in front of the bookshelves.
He damaged it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Attition Whimperson, but I'm gonna have to ask you to explain this discrepancy to the voting public. No.
He looks like such a weasel.
I know. You what? I'll explain it, you lowly cur. I simply made a mistake, you see. The doctor was actually sitting at his desk when Mr. Rebel hit him on the head. But the doctor would have been facing him. Surely he would have seen it and tried to run. But the doctor both was nodding off. Yeah, I could tell because his eyes were closed and he wasn't moving. It sounds more like what you would do. More like what you would do. And how do you explain the fact that he was struck in the back of the head? Is that something that should be impossible from the front of the desk? Oh, about that. He bowed his head when he nodded off. That's when he was clobbered.
So that's what you saw. Well, Mr. Justice, that sounds like a perfectly reasonable explanation to me.
Let me just, Yeah, no?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no?
Do you have a problem with the proposal that the doctor was struck while nodding off?
Yeah, big problem!
There is a problem. A very big problem. The witness's statement doesn't hold up under the slightest bit of scrutiny.
Is that so? Then will you please show this court what evidence you have to justify this?
Gladly, Your Honor. This shows the problem with the witness's claim that he saw the doctor nodding off.
Take that!
A diagram of the study.
Mr. Attition Wimperson allegedly visited the viewed the murder from...
Apollo looks like such a nerd when he's holding the fucking paper.
I know. Here. And the doctor was allegedly nodding off. Here. Or from his vantage point, the bookcase would have blocked the witness's line of sight.
Why, yes, I believe you're right.
But,
Objection!
You broke it.
The fact remains, my client knew that the suitcase was the murder weapon. So he definitely has first-hand knowledge of the crime scene.
Uh-huh. Phoenix, do you realize what you've just said?
I'm afraid I have to agree with you there, Mr. Wright. But then we have to ask ourselves, from what vantage point did he see the murder?
What are you insinuating, Mr. Justice?
From what vantage point could Mr. Attition Wimperson have seen the dozing doctor? Once we determine that, I believe we'll finally see the truth behind this incident. Thank you, Cookie. I'm putting every single bit of malice I have into it.
It's very, very good.
The witness saw the murder from right here.
I'm gonna say... up here, maybe? Maybe he was inside?
Sure.
But, like... I mean, we know what Apollo was implying, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I think for the purposes of this one, anywhere inside works.
I'm just gonna say over here, then.
Take that!
You've got to be kidding! But that's...
It is indeed. Everything only makes sense if the witness was there in the study.
Inside the study, but that's the scene of the crime!
I know. Mr. Attition Wimperson, the man who claims to be a witness to the murder, was most certainly in that very room.
Apollo, are you suggesting?
Mr. Attition Wimperson, weren't you the one who actually swung that suitcase?
Objection!
Yeah.
What you're proposing is ludicrous. My client is a small, thin man, whereas Mr. Rebel has the musculature to pull it off.
He has a point. I give up trying to lift that thing after one go. That's right. He's the only one who could have lifted such a heavy object. Now do you understand? The rebel, that's a rebel is the doctor's killer.
As long as the suitcase is a murder weapon, the suspicion falls entirely on Dats. You'll have to poke a hole in Mr. Wright's argument somehow, Apollo.
Oh, I will. And with his own technique, no less. If Mr. Attition Wimperson couldn't swing the suitcase around, we'll just have to consider another way he could have used it as a murder weapon instead. I'm going to turn this case on its head, Mr. Wright, just like you taught me.
You talk big, Mr. Justice, but do you have what it takes? Well, this should be interesting.
Mr. Attition Wimperson's testimony has been filled with one inaccuracy after another. First, he said that Dr. Buff was in front of the bookshelves. Now he claims the doctor was sitting at his desk. Where was the victim really when he was killed? And where was his killer? And how was the murder weapon really used?
So the important thing here is the position of the victim and killer relative to each other.
Yes, Your Honor. If they were positioned in a certain way, it would be possible to use a suitcase as a murder weapon without lifting a finger.
You can't mean...
I would ask the court to recall the study's layout. It's quite distinctive, as you can see. Now, if Dr. Buff were sitting in a certain spot and his killer was at a certain other spot, the suitcase would become a weapon anyone could use.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Where was Dr. Buff's killer at the time of the crime?
I'm gonna say up here. Did he drop the suitcase down there?
I mean, if you can't lift it, there's only one way to Use it as a weapon, right?
It had to have fallen, right?
Hmm.
Take that.
There! Oh, that's...
This should wrap things up nice and pretty for you, Mr. Wright. I will ask the court to recall the study's layout.
Oh, this is a 3D model.
But this time, instead of thinking in 2 dimensions, let's think in 3. Only then can we clearly see the killer's method at work.
Oh, wait, it wasn't? What the fuck?
The killer didn't have to swing the suitcase. If he used gravity to his advantage, that is. That's right. It was the plaintiff, one politician Wimperson, who used the suitcase. He pushed it from the 2nd floor.
Oh my god.
It sent it hurtling down to Dr. Buff, who was sitting at the coffee bar. Yeah. The psychology book had been at the coffee bar, no doubt. The doctor must have set it down there after he finished reading it or the like.
And we have evidence of this.
But there's blood got on it, which is why the killer thought to hide it in that mountain of books.
That's quite an entertaining theory you have there, Mr. Justice. But there's no evidence that the murder took place at the coffee bar.
I'm not so sure about that, Mr. Wright. I'd say that evidence of the murder occurring at the coffee bar
Exists.
The evidence does exist, and I'm going to show it you.
You are.
This right here is proof the murder took place at the coffee bar.
It wasn't poopy this whole time. It was actually coffee.
I mean, same difference.
Yeah.
This brown stain was determined to be coffee, not shit as we had immediately assumed. What's more, it was still a bit damp when we saw it yesterday morning.
Ah.
One look at this book speaks volumes, I'm afraid, Mr. Wright.
Volumes, get it? It's a pun.
It tells us the doctor was having a cup of coffee at the coffee bar. That's when the suitcase came hurtling down, striking him on the head. Causing both his blood and his coffee to splatter onto it.
Ugh.
Ah! Well, Mr. Attition Wimperson? Whoa. What motive could I possibly have to kill Dr. Buff? And there it is, that final excuse corner killers are so fond of. Well, the doctor never returned your crystal to you, did he? Instead, he hid it in the cave ruins. Telling the Defiant Dragons were a dangerous bunch was a huge blunder. All I did was make him hide the orb. Your lie came back to bite you in the end. Even worse, the doctor saw the news report, so he knew the relic was for the Founder's Orb. Being a conscientious researcher, he knew he had to return it to its rightful place. And that meant keeping it out of your hands. He was so angry that he refused to return the relic to you. That you killed him with your own hands. Isn't that right, Mr. Attition Wimperson?
Uh-huh. It is right, isn't it? It's fucking right on the money.
That is.
Phoenix.
Apollo! Don't! Please don't accuse my client of murder!
Huh? What do you mean, don't accuse him? Why would you even say that, Mr. Wright?
What I meant was, he's a promising politician with a bright future ahead of him. It's in our nation's best interests to avoid burdening him with the taint of scandal.
Hey, what?
I like that.
Right. You'd better do something to change the current courtroom climate, or I'll be charged with murder. And you know what will happen to her if that happens.
Fucking damn it! This is just a fucking Matt on guard situation, isn't it? And this time Phoenix has to lose.
I mean, do you think that he would work for this guy otherwise?
No. Ugh.
What's he talking about? Well, I can ponder that later. For now, Mr. Wright, you can't possibly believe that Mr. Arable is the killer. Are you really going to send an innocent man to prison? I thought you were better than that. Well, Mr. Wright, answer me.
Oh, he's freaking out.
Mr. Wright? What in the world's going on here? You won't say anything, then. Mr. Titian Wimperson, the defense hereby accuses you of...
Apollo, wait!
Not you too, Athena.
It's just, I wasn't sure whether I should say anything, but during that last recess, I went to check on Mr. Wright. I heard something I shouldn't have.
I trust Maya is unharmed.
I can't really say, but just remember, if I'm arrested or fail to obtain the treasure, there will be consequences. Consequences of the worst kind, if you catch my drift.
Ugh.
Relax. All you have to do is ensure I get my hands on that relic. I must deliver it to my benefactor at all costs.
What do they want that relic for anyway?
It's something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great power said to be granted to whoever solved its secret. Maya? As in Maya Fey?
Yes, the boss's legendary former assistant. Legendary!
Legendary gremlin.
Legendary goblin.
Miss Fey's being held hostage? Again?
So it seems. Wild this keeps happening, huh?
Why did you tell me as soon as you heard this?
Sorry, it's just... Mr. Wright spotted me before I could slip away. And maybe promised not to tell you. He said it would make things more difficult if you found out.
Oh, as if things weren't hard enough already. That's why Mr. Wright was acting so strange.
Phoenix
Confirmed that he trusts Apollo less than he trusts Edgeworth, because he told Edgeworth immediately when Maya was kidnapped.
That's true, yeah. Well, it's... yeah. I don't know if it's that he doesn't trust Apollo, it's just that he doesn't want to burden Apollo with that. But also, I think that also, like... it goes to show that he doesn't really trust Apollo as a lawyer. That, like, he thought, like, oh, yeah, it's just Apollo. I can beat him easily. Like, it's not a big deal. But, as it turns out, Apollo's a good fucking lawyer.
Apollo got smoke.
Phoenix got smoked! He got fucking smoked, dude. He's gonna lose. He's gotta take a dive. And Maya's gonna die.
I had no idea. This must be excruciating for him. Think justice. There's got to be something you can do.
Mr. Justice, about that last statement of yours. I believe you were in the middle of accusing the plaintiff of murdering Dr. Buff. Would you care to continue? I'm sorry, Apollo. I'm really, really sorry. What's gotten into you two?
I accuse that slime bag and his Faye's life is in jeopardy. As soon as you finally caught on, I'm far too important to be accused of murder.
I'm going to accuse you of murder so hard?
After all, our nation's future rests squarely on my shoulders. Either I give up or... Once I present the crystal to my patron, my victory is assured. And one day I'll become president, and then king. I'll have every politician at my command. Now retract your accusation. I can't kowtow to him, but the defense would like to retract previous
Hell yeah!
Apollo!
Dirk?
I don't know what's going on here, but a lawyer should never look the way you do right now. With defeat and resignation written all over your face.
A dragon never yields.
His one line.
Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get the truth.
Dragon never yields. He's right. It's all over if I give up now. If Mr. Wright's hands are tied, it's up to me to do what must be done. He saved my neck so many times. Now, it's my turn to save his. Dirk, thanks for that wake-up call.
Huh. Now that's the face of a lawyer you've got there, son.
Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm going to find the way to save Miss Faye and see that justice is served.
Brain blast time. Zoom into his giant forehead.
The screen should have a bigger aspect ratio when you're playing as him and you're doing this part.
Yeah.
That scumbag is holding Miss Faye hostage to ensure he gets the orb to his patron. And it seems said patron believes in the orb's legend. Thing is, the founder did appear when the orb was exposed to fire, just as the legend said. If the legend is true, then we've already solved the riddle, right?
No? No, because the spiritual power is in knowing her face.
But you have solved the riddle, right? There's nothing more that you need to do to the orb to make it do something?
Guess. Yeah. No.
Oh, never mind then.
Fuck you, Mina.
I'm sorry. I'm logiking myself backwards.
I was right.
Legend of the Founder will bestow great spiritual power when she returns. But if that's true, it means we haven't solved the whole riddle
When
yet.
she returns.
How could that be? Are we missing something? Wait, maybe. Maybe the part about the Founder returning should be taken literally.
Yes.
But that would mean it'd be possible for a dead person to return to the world of living.
Cloning.
Cloning.
Her DNA is in that orb.
Oh, I know. There is a way for the dead to return. Spirit channeling. Of course, you have to know what the Founder looks like first. But the orb is revealed her face to us, so what if it's a sign that we should channel her?
What?
Given the facts, in order to solve the riddle and receive the Founder's power, I'd need...
To practice channeling, not just to be a spirit medium. Right?
No, you just need someone that can channel spirits, right?
So a spirit medium.
Yeah, because you want them to bestow you with spiritual power.
Right.
The ability of medium to channel spirits is the final key to unlocking the orb's secret. That means Mr. Attition Wimperson's patron will need one too. And once that slimy politician realizes that, he won't be able to lay a finger on Miss Faye.
God, he looks so bad there.
Yeah.
He looks like he's a monkey trying to poop.
Everything's gonna be okay, Mr. Wright. Because Mr. Politician Wimperson can't afford to harm a hair on Miss Faye's head. Mr. Optician Wimperson, it seems you've chosen the wrong person to take hostage. Well, what do you mean? Your patron seeks to solve the orb's riddle, and thereby receive great spiritual power. However, only Maya Fey can truly give them what they really want.
She can?
Oh, what do you mean, only Maya Fey? Think of what the return of the Founder really means. We should have considered it more literally. After all, the orb was made in the kingdom of Korain, the birthplace of spirit mediums.
Ah, I think I see now. You need to know what the deceased looks like in order to channel them. But in Koraianism, depicting the face of the founder is taboo. However, her true face was hidden in that orb. So maybe the orb is telling us to try channeling the founder.
Exactly. Through a spirit medium, the Founder can quite literally return. If the legend is true, the Founder just might bestow spiritual power on someone when she does.
It's like when Pearls imbued my Magatama with spiritual power. If a human could be imbued with such power in a similar manner, then it said the Founder possesses immense spiritual power. Such a great feat would not necessarily be beyond her. Wait a second, then the legend is true!
Understand now, Mr. Optician Wimperson? You are holding hostage the final key to unlocking the orb's secret. And if anything were to happen to her, the riddle would remain unsolved forever.
Except not really. Because the queen exists?
Well, who do you think the benefactor is?
I mean, it's Inga, probably.
So, why would he want this?
To get it to the queen.
The queen already has spiritual power, why does she need it?
She wants more.
Okay. There's always Pearl Fey, I can simply ask her to help. If she wants money, I have plenty to offer. She's not the kind of person to be tempted by material gain. And she certainly wouldn't help you if anything were to happen to her cousin. Maybe you'd like to ask the Queen of Kurai to channel the Founder for you.
He could, but he'd probably get executed for requesting such a thing.
It's over. Now confess, you killed Dr. Buff, didn't you? Yeah, I wasn't supposed to end this way.
Mr. Optician Wimperson, are you admitting to committing the crime?
You're my lawyer, right? Do something?
It's true that I'm your lawyer, and as such, it's my job to defend you. However, defending my client isn't the only duty a lawyer has. There's something else that's equally as important. And that is finding the truth.
What?
Mr. Optician Wimperson, you have sought to twist the truth in the dirtiest of ways. I was complicit in your hostage-taking, but in a way, I was being held hostage too. Even so, there's still hope for me to make things right. And I owe it all to you, Apollo.
Mr. Right.
I can't allow a murderer to walk away scot-free. Therefore, Mr. Optician Wimperson, I must resign as your attorney.
No. Does this mean I'm under arrest? No.
Fuck you so much.
Come on. Are you serious? Really?
Well, I have nothing to confess. What? I said I have nothing to confess. I don't, and I won't, especially not to a plebeian like you.
Well, now that Phoenix has resigned as your attorney, I think you are solidly fucked, man.
There's no one to give up. Besides, there's no truth to these allegations. I mean, look at the suitcase. You wouldn't find a single print of mine on it. All that means is you wipe them off, taking care to only leave Mr. Rebels. As many a great politician has said before me, no comment.
So what if I killed the victim? You can't prove it. In that case, try switching things up, Apollo. Look at the situation from a different angle. Is there really nothing that points to the suitcase being dropped from above?
Evidence that points to the suitcase being dropped from the second floor.
If the killer pushed the suitcase from the second floor hallway over the coffee bar, that would place him right around here.
Maybe, just maybe.
Thought of something, Apollo? Yeah, that's where she was.
I believe this piece of evidence to be connected to the dropping of the suitcase.
Take that!
That appears to be a statement, but how is that related to this case?
On the night of the murder, Your Honor, Miss Army Buff physically left her room. That's when she saw the doctor burning the orb and subsequently passed out. Right above the coffee bar. But with her there in the wheelchair. The killer wouldn't have been able to drop the suitcase down onto the doctor.
Good point.
However, according to Sarge, she woke up just as someone was trying to move her in her wheelchair.
Ah! Yeah, that happened like 20 minutes ago.
She must have been in the killer's way and had to be moved. Isn't that right, Mr. Attition?
His fingerprints would be on her wheelchair. And if the killer had pushed the wheelchair with his bare hands, we may yet find the conclusive evidence we need.
Exactly. Fortunately for us, that evidence slipped right through the killer's fingers. If only he'd been able to hold onto it just a little tighter. But now he's neither able to discard nor alter it.
Honestly, that piece of evidence wasn't even supposed to be here in this courtroom today. And yet, it looks like sometimes things do get better.
But this wasn't supposed to happen. No? Well, too bad. Because the evidence that sped away from you that night has come back to haunt you. Right here in this very trial.
Fuck yeah.
Your Honor, the defense's final piece of evidence is this person.
Take that!
That's... On the night of the murder, Sarge passed out. Only to come to and find that someone was pushing her wheelchair.
Wait, are we just covering this again?
That's when she fled back into her room.
She didn't physically see a single soul after that. Do we really gotta recap? Do we really gotta was it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, God. Hold on. Oh, shit. Not until Athena drew her out through that therapy session, that is.
Well, the killer was able to wipe the prints in the suitcase. The same can't be said for the prints that got away. My fellow Kurians. Well, Mr. Politician Wimperson, try to explain our way out of this one. The podium is all yours. You ready?
Break down, break down, break down!
Politician, savior of Kurian. I am not a crook.
God damn it.
My political career can't end like this. I'm destined for great things. Something's wrong. This isn't real. It's a dream. No, a nightmare. Oh.
What's happening?
Wait, really?
What? What's happening?
No way. Wait, what? No, please. Wait. Don't go. No, no, please.
Okay, he's going to hell. Goodbye. Oh. He was just hallucinating.
Mr. Attition Wimperson, that one's really good. Are you alright? Bailiff, get him to the first aid station on the double.
He's fucking dead. He got sent to hell.
Well, this was yet another unexpected turn of events. In light of everything that's been revealed, it seems the relic is indeed the Founder's Orb. And it seems Mr. Politician Wimperson can be considered a suspect in Dr. Buff's murder. Apollo, I want to thank you for everything. Thanks to you, I didn't have to keep bending the truth. I don't know what I would have done without you.
Don't mention it.
You were amazing today, Apollo.
Well, I couldn't have done it without Dirk.
You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it again, please.
But it's cool.
You can't skip it.
It's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
The dragon never yields. Every lawyer should take that to heart.
I like how I know this case isn't done yet. It can't be.
It can't be, yeah.
As it seems, both sides have no further objections. Will Dirk, Side, and Marty please take the stand? This court awards the orb to the Divine Dragons per the stated transfer agreement.
We didn't get a not guilty. Yeah, we didn't get a not guilty this time.
Yeah. Look at him smile.
He's so good. I like Dirk a lot.
He's great.
Should the Kingdom of Kurine claim ownership, the matter may have yet to be deliberated in court all over again. Let us hope, or shall I say pray, that I'm not the judge presiding over that one. Ha 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 ha! Indeed, a trial like that might spark an international incident. Still,
You okay?
still,
Yeah, I'm fine.
still, there are bigger and more momentous things to stir in the air.
Revolution. Dirk's really serious about this.
This court is adjourned.
Who's better, Dirk or Clayton? Dirk! Clayton's not a character. He's a piece of cardboard with a story written on it.
Nice work, son. We finally broken through the last obstacle on the road to revolution.
Revolution. Just doesn't seem real.
Yes, well, I think you actually defeated the Fighting Phoenix. All I can say is that's my boy. Ha 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 ha.
Well, Mr. Right did have his hands tied. Who knows if I could have won if he had been able to fight me head on.
I see it more like you saved Mr. Right.
It saved him.
Yeah, and remember what he said? He didn't have to bend the truth anymore, and it was all thanks to you.
I don't know about that. Well, it is kind of nice to be appreciated, for once.
Mr. Dirk? Now that the Holy Mother's face has been revealed, are you going to have a spirit medium try channeling her? I, for one, would love to see the return of the legendary founder.
Yeah, just think about it. Being able to speak to someone right out of the history books.
Unfortunately, it's not that easy.
What? Why?
A face isn't enough. You also need the true name of the one you're attempting to channel.
Oh, right. I'll imagine something like that.
And the founder's true name is only known to the priestess who's been crowned queen. In short, the only living person who knows it is the current queen of Kuran.
Oh, so without her help, we won't be seeing the founder anytime soon?
That's no fun. It's so weird to have evidence update as we're, like, here after a trial.
You know. So, Dirk, what will you do now?
First, I'll start by tracing the route by which the orb came into Dr. Buff's hands.
Since we now know it was Politician who asked the doctor to study it, isn't he the one who stole it?
No, a political nobody like him couldn't get anywhere near the orb, let alone steal it. He must have had inside help. My money's on someone connected to the royal family.
Oh, right, you said something like to that effect back in the cave.
Whoever it may be, we need to expose their dirty scheme to the light of day.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Wright has plenty of information courtesy of his dirty client. He might be able to shed some light on this.
Private Justice! Oh. Nope, we gotta do Sarge voice.
That was fine work you did at the trial today. You did your sergeant proud.
I got you, Sarge. It took real courage to leave your room like that.
It's all thanks to you and Core Woman Sykes. With my siege defense over, I can finally sally forth.
My battle's only just begun. One for me and me alone to fight.
To lose your mother and then your father? What a terrible thing to endure.
Yeah. Being wheelchair. I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah. Private Justice, I've been thinking. It's about time I stood on my own 2 feet. After all, I no longer have Papa to coddle me.
Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Take a good look, soldier. This is one small step for man, and one giant leap for me. Hold my drone for me, would you, Private Justice?
Yes, sir. What is she up to?
Oh, you can't really. Okay, this wouldn't. This wouldn't usually work like this.
Just keep watching. Aw.
Aww.
She's really tall for a 12-year-old.
Yeah, no shit. I think she's taller than Apollo.
I mean, I guess she is Russian. The
Yeah.
is pretty tall.
Yeah.
She's standing?
What's this? Sarge, you mean your legs? They're...
The doctor told me I was ready to walk again months ago. But if I admitted I could walk, I knew I'd have to leave the house. So I faked it.
Makes sense, but...
I kept pretending I couldn't walk, but I know Papa's watching over me now, and I hate to disappoint him. So, from this day forth, I'm going to march forward on my own 2 feet.
A brave kid trying to move forward like this. But it must be so hard this soon after her father's death.
Don't you ever stop. You just keep on walking, comrade. Stay brave, because there will be days when you'll want to stop. But I have faith you'll find a way to muster the strength to push through them.
Yeah, you can do it.
Hey, Daddy's back.
Mr. Wright, what's that look on his face for?
Oh, Apollo.
Is everything alright with Miss Faye?
She's safe, for now. Well then, we better go save her quick. Where is she, anyway?
I'm afraid I have some bad news.
Huh?
Maya's not here in the States. She's still in Kurine. And she's still being held hostage by the mastermind behind this whole thing.
Mastermind?
That's right. Politician Wimperson was nothing more than a pawn. Maya's true abductor is in the kingdom of Kurine.
What? I don't understand, Mr. Wright. What in the world's going on over there?
A revolution.
But as shocking as that news was, it was only the beginning. The beginning of something big, beginning to shake Kurai to its very core. Revolution.
Revolution!
I was being swept up in a mighty wave that nothing could stop. Of course, at the time, I had no idea what the days ahead had in store for us.
This really is Apollo's game, huh?
It really is, yeah. He is the character who develops the most.
Huh. And it's... How is Apollo Justice not Apollo Justice's game? Fucked up. You know what? I think we'll call it there for today. That seems like a reasonable place to end. Good cliffhanger.
Yeah?
That was really good.
It was really good, wasn't it?
That was incredibly, very good. Wow. Phoenix lost.
He did.
Phoenix lost super hard.
He got wrecked.
That's his first loss. No, not to Kurine, to Kurine. Different Kurine, Cardinal Sinful.
Kudain.
Kurine with an H. Fuck. I hate giving myself cliffhangers, but I have to. Well, he did back out of the case before the end, that's true. Yeah, but that's like a you didn't win, right? I didn't lose.
He rage quit.
He rage quit, yeah, exactly. God, I'm excited for Monday then. To see how this further develops.
Phase 6 Part 2.
Yeah. I have another daughter
Or
now.
Phase 5 Part 2.
I have another daughter.
You're adding them to your collection like Pokemon cards.
I am.
This is your spoiler daughter, though you can't talk about her.
Yeah, right? I can't talk about this one.
You just have a picture of the drone in your wallet.
Yeah. Army Buff is really cute. I love her a lot.
She's really good. A little traumatized, powerful girl.
Yeah. Athena was really good with her. Like, genuinely. That was a really touching bit of dialogue.
Yeah, same
Athena,
with the...
Athena being there was very, very good.
Same with the competition she had with Apollo before.
Yeah. Like, because they're both traumatized as fuck.
Yeah.
They both have parent issues, so like, yeah, they can relate. God. Also, Apollo still doesn't know who his mom is.
No.
Phoenix. Come on. Please. Alright. No stream tomorrow. We're doing...
Maybe stream tomorrow, if you want to.
What do you mean? It's Thursday tomorrow. We got Monster of the Week tomorrow.
Pick the server.
Oh no! Oh, maybe stream tomorrow. I don't. Fuck. Okay, but see, the thing was, is I was planning on doing a Darkest Dungeon 2 stream before the session, but Mina, do you want to do another Ace Attorney stream tomorrow?
Sure, why not?
Since we don't have Monster of the Week tomorrow, I guess we can do Ace Attorneys and continue this. That's better than leaving myself on a massive cliffhanger for an entire week.
Yeah.
Good. And I'm definitely gonna have to see what I can do about fixing my fucking bit rate by tomorrow. Maybe I'll just fully reset my router. That might do it. It is, Needle. It is. We've had much difficulty with this. How long has this campaign been going on for now? Half a year?
Since July, so about 3 months.
Oh, that's not as bad as I was expecting then.
Okay, let me see, because I commissioned one of the first references of Kismet like a week before we started, and that was July 16th, so almost 3 entire months.
Alright, it feels way longer than that.
Yeah, it's because we've done so much in that time.
But also not all that much. We've done, like, basically 2 yokai hunts. The third one doesn't really count because it was just like a one-off fight, right? That we didn't really
it counts in that we
investigate.
kept people safe from it.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a full drawn-out arc. You know?
It kind of became one by accident.
It did. It became an extended character development arc, is what it did. Alright, anyway. Yeah. We'll do an Ace Attorney stream tomorrow. Because this case is long and we gotta get through it.
Yeah.
Fuck, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you, Mina, for joining me today. It was fun.
It was my pleasure as always. I like doing this case a lot.
It was very, very fun. The twists in this case, just this case, are very good.
Yeah, it's laugh a minute in this one. By laugh,
Yeah.
I mean like gasp.
Yeah. Alright. That's it. That's all. I love you all. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night. And as always, a good sleep.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.